Hey everyone, the numbers are in for Breakfast Point for February 2022. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Just a couple things in this video for you to keep you updated. I'm going to touch on supply demand for you a little bit to show you what's happening in the housing market. It's still extremely active, extremely intense. Good thing if you're a seller, probably very difficult if you're a buyer. I'm going to go through some pricing for you in Breakfast Point so you have some of the accurate numbers. And then I want to show you and point out a mistake that I'm seeing happen over and over in the market, where frankly sellers are leaving tens of thousands of dollars in some case on the table, just from some basic pricing marketing strategies for you to think about. So in short, let's talk about the housing market for a minute. We're still in a very, very tight supply environment. That means buyers just don't have a lot of choices when it comes to finding a house. And think about this from a buyer's mindset for a second. Buying a house is a very, very emotional thing. It's where we're going to live. We're going to be there for a while. A lot different than a second home purchase where you might be there a week or two, or you're going to do some rentals. This is where you're going to live. It's home. So that purchase is much more emotional. Buyers are having a hard time right now even finding anything to buy, much less something they like that fits their criteria. And in many cases, as soon as something hits the market, there are potentially multiple offers coming in and people find themselves in bidding wars very quickly. And so imagine a buyer now who's just trying to find something, may even give on a couple of things just to secure a place to live. Then they've been in multiple offer situations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and they've lost out. So imagine that frustration, and imagine what that's doing to motivation. And so this is a big thing of what's driving prices right now, and why I contend, and we're going to touch on this a little more in a minute, that not quite the sky is the limit, but we can really be bold in our pricing for at least the short term. Give you some data on this point. This first column is the number of active listings, active homes for sale. And if you look at it briefly, we're down about 40% year over year when you compare that to last year. Last year was already a very good real estate market. It was already hard for a buyer to find a home last year, February. We're down right now 40%. We have 40% fewer homes for sale today than we did this time last year. If you look at it a different way, we're currently sitting at 1.47 months of inventory, just about 1.5 months of inventory. Theoretically, that means that everything that's for sale today, at the pace we're selling homes, would be closed and sold in 45 days. Now think about how extreme that is. It takes about 30 or 45 days to have a closing. So what they're saying is everything's going to sell out immediately. That's the pace of what's happening in this market. It's extremely, extremely intense. So we talk about pricing for just a minute, and then I want to show you this mistake I see a lot of people making. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. There are 26 things that happened in February. A lot of this is still in the new construction, so I want to burn through this with you pretty quick. We had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath over on Foxtail sell at $336. We have one over there on Loxley that's under contract. The asking price is $367. Then you have a jump to one that's at $408, another one at $414,900. You have a closing at $432,700 in a 4-bedroom in the new construction. One under contract, the asking price is $448,400. Another one, the asking price on a 3-bedroom now is $454,000. A resale on Basin Bayou is under contract. The asking price is $475,000. A 4-bedroom on Loxley is pending new construction, $481,000 and some change. 4-bedroom is closed over there at $482,000 and some change. Another 4-bedroom at $484,000. You're starting to get the trend that numbers are going up even in a given month. Basin Bayou, another one. This was a resale that closed at $485,000. A couple more 3-bedrooms. This is a new one under contract asking $490,000. This is a resale over in one of the early phases, asking $495,000 in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, asking $495,000, and it has a contract. Another resale, 3-2, asking $499,900. It has a contract. Into some 4-bedrooms now, 504, 504 that are asking. 525 is closed. 528 is under contract. New listing just came out, a 4-bedroom at $539. You see the trend here. We're going to talk about that in a minute. 5-bedroom house on Basin Bayou closed at 552. Over on Long Point, new section 558 for a 4-bedroom and a larger 4-bedroom. Resale on Basin Bayou asking 579.9. It's under contract. Another one in the old section asking 599. It's under contract. We have a couple over 600 now. 630 on Johnson Bayou on a resale and 640 over on Johnson Bayou. That is under contract. That one has a pool. So a couple of things to talk about on pricing. I know I went through that pretty fast with you guys. If you really want to dig into the details of that and you're not on our e-alert system, let me know. I can set you up on that. You can get all that information from us where you can click on the pretty pictures and see the descriptions and really compare what's happening of all those things. I just kind of want to breeze you through the overall trends in the market right now. If you dig into that, there are not a lot of homes for sale. But a couple things are happening on pricing, and I think I'll point out the three. Let's focus on 3 bedrooms for just a second and show you what's happening. I'm seeing this all over the market. If we just look at just 3 bedrooms, recent closing at 336 on a new one. There's some different square footages here, of course. 367, 408, 414, 454. If you look at the top of the market, look at what's happening. 490, 495, 499. We don't have anybody yet bold enough to say, okay, are we worth 500 something in a 3-bedroom house in Breakfast Point? But let me show you what's possible. I think, in my opinion, we're experiencing this all the time. What you're looking at here, if you can see it, if it's on your phone, you may not be able to see it very well, but I was asked recently to do a 1-bedroom, 2-bath at Calypso in a condo. It's the same concept. The recent sales were 425, 300, 450, 455, 460, and 460. What we're taught in real estate school for the couple hours we get talk about values is that you would take the average of that and go to the seller and say, well, 455, 460 is sort of the top of the market. That's where appraisals will come in. So we can probably price a little above that, but we can't go too much higher because the appraised values will be here and we can't go too much higher than an appraisal. It's very traditional kind of conservative thinking on pricing. When you've seen markets like the one we're in, you can accomplish some other things. And you might even be thinking as a seller, well, hey, if I can get 469 or 475, wow, I'm 10 or 15,000 over the top of the market. That's good. Some people even are doing it themselves. Wow, if I don't have to pay a real estate agent and I can get 460 or 460, 75, wow, I'm doing excellent. We put that unit we put a unit up for sale at 525 and had a cash offer contract that's going to close pretty quickly. And I can tell you just off the top of my head, last couple weeks, we had a closing at $1,020,000 that the highest recent sale was 900. We have one under contract that's 1.3 million. The highest recent sale was 900,000. We have one that just went under contract yesterday, 537, 400. The most recent highest sale was 500. It's extreme. Think back to the buyer mindset now for a second. Buyers are extremely motivated and emotional to try to find something, and they're making exceptions to their own rules. And plenty of them have more cash than you expect. So the point of all this is that you've got to be extremely bold in your pricing. The only way, in my opinion, to accomplish that is you have to have amazing marketing. So you have to have professional photography, not just kind of average professional photography, the really good professionals. Photography, videography, not only describing the house, but the area around Breakfast Point. We're going to shoot one tomorrow. I'm really excited about. You'll see, we'll release it probably the next week or so. But once you have this message packaged up, you also have to distribute that message. You can't just put it in one owner's Facebook group or one owner's buy and sell group. I think those are important and is a very good part of the process. But quite frankly, it's pretty easy right now to get a buyer for something. It's more difficult to get these extreme high prices and get those contracts closed. The last part of the process, after that you package up the messaging, you have to distribute it, And you can reach tens of thousands of people now between social media ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, retargeting, all of those kinds of things, email marketing, offline marketing still works. And so you do all those things to reach tens of thousands of people, not just 50, 100 people anymore. And you very likely can get into these situations where you have plenty of people might say in that 3-bedroom, hey, I'm not paying over 500 or 505, 510. We've had that in all those scenarios I told you about. Some agents who are kind of traditional, they're thinking, saying, hey, I can't let my buyer pay above that. It's not worth that. And on paper, they're probably right. But you just need one person or a couple of people that will come in and say, listen, I really want something. I need something, and I'm going to pay for it. There's such a variety of motivations right now of why people need or want something to buy, whether it's a 1031 tax exchange, they need to buy something in a certain amount of time. We're moving to the area with a job. I've lost out on 7 houses. I don't want to be in the process anymore. I'll pay a little extra to just be done with this thing. All that stuff is happening right now, and it's really intense. So do all those things, and you get to the point where you can get contracts that are at higher prices. The very last point of this then is you have to negotiate and put paperwork together that is going to make sure that this buyer who says they will pay a big number is committed and invested in the process that will get all the way to closing at that price. Taking a contract at a super high price that's contingent on financing and an appraisal is probably not going to make sense. But that's more strategies for. If you want to know more about that, call me, text me. I can walk you through that. Last couple points. Excited. There's the new grocer coming in around the corner. Spoiler alert, it is not Trader Joe's for those of you who are hoping for that. I know we were hoping for that. Ward Creek. Well, the two things that will probably affect prices in Breakfast Point going forward. We'll only be able to push resale prices so much depending on what the builders in Breakfast Point offer out the next phase for. However, we'll continue to have an advantage in any resale as long as the builder doesn't have anything on the ground. If it's still 6 months, a year, or more away from having a house, the people who need something now will pay more now. It'll get a little more difficult in the resale market once there's some product on the ground from the new builder. On that same note, Ward Creek is under construction down by where the new hospital is going, just north of Pier Park. If you know anybody that's obviously anybody you know is probably wanting to be in Breakfast Point. But if you know anybody that wants to be out in Ward Creek or know anything more about that, there'll be some interesting things happening out there. There'll be a couple of builders. One of them is going to be a national home builder. It hasn't been announced yet who that is, but it's pretty exciting to see who that builder is bringing that kind of product into our market. And so when you have a new neighborhood coming in with potentially a builder like that, that could be some stiff competition for Breakfast Point. So we'll keep an eye on that depending on what your plan is for how long you're staying in Breakfast Point or not. If you want more information about that, let me know if you want to get on the list. Sales out there will start sooner than you might think. Lastly, I get so much email that I'm really email adverse. So I don't like to email out everybody with update after update after update. So I like to get this video out once a month. I like to get our coffee at the beach email out once per week on a Friday morning. And then that's way too much. I don't want to send any more email to you guys than that. So a lot of what we're doing is on social media posts and in our stories. I can give you information about our newest listings as they're coming to the market. We can get that out very quickly on those mediums. Also, forcing myself to give more information and tips about how to navigate this real estate market as a buyer and as a seller. So I'm trying to put up some stories every day just to give you tips. The one I'm going to put up today is talking about the importance of a deposit. And if you're a seller in this market, making sure you're asking for a big enough deposit. Most real estate agents will let sellers accept too low of earnest money deposit, in my opinion. If you're selling a $500,000 house, a buyer should be able to write you a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 deposit for that, not $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 when you're getting into contract. So things like that are going to show up on social media. Our newest listings will be there. So as soon as something's up for sale and coming soon, we'll put them there. Also making a big commitment this year to videos. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, same kind of thing. We'll have market updates there. Our newest property tours will be there, and also more tips and information about ideas that can help you be successful in real estate transactions. And a lot of this stuff is pretty universal. So maybe you're not doing anything in the next 10 years, but you have a friend or family member in another part of the country that could use some advice. And some of this stuff can apply anywhere. So if you're a real estate geek and you want some of that stuff, check it out. Follow us, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're trying to post a lot more stuff this year to help more people. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, a live-in breakfast point for those of you who didn't know. We'll be back in touch next week. Thanks for watching.